What's up, Legends? Get ready for a rapid-fire news blast. First up, we're diving deep into the fallout from Israel's strike in Qatar. World leaders are speaking out, but will it lead to international isolation for Israel? We've got the full analysis. Next, we're heading to the UN Human Rights Council, where the International Commission of Jurists has delivered a crucial statement. We'll break down their interactive dialogue with the UN Special Rapporteur on Truth, Justice, and Reparations, and what it means for global accountability. Then, we're exposing the fight to make the international accord climate-proof. Trade unions and activists are demanding action to protect garment workers from extreme heat. We'll tell you why this is a critical issue for the industry and what's being done. And finally, we're revealing France's contenders for the next Best International Feature Oscar. 5 incredible films are vying for the chance to represent France at the Academy Awards. You don't want to miss this. Stick around and make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Israel's bold strike in Qatar has sent shockwaves across the globe, but will it finally lead to international isolation for the nation? World leaders, including U.S. President Donald Trump and Germany, have voiced strong disapproval following Israel's targeting of Hamas leaders during ceasefire discussions. Yet, despite the condemnation, substantial policy shifts from Israel's allies remain unlikely. This incident follows a pattern of Israel's disregard for international law in its operations in Gaza and beyond, actions that have consistently drawn criticism but minimal repercussions. Analysts suggest that while international public opinion is shifting, particularly due to the devastating situation in Gaza, the geopolitical alliances and the strong backing from the United States, especially under Donald Trump, continue to shield Israel from significant international pressure. The attack on Qatar, a key U.S. ally, highlights the complex diplomatic tightrope nations walk when balancing criticism of Israel against their strategic interests. The global community is watching closely to see if this event will be a turning point, especially with potential actions like sanctions being considered by some European nations, though they still pale in comparison to measures taken against other countries. The response from the United States, and specifically from President Trump, could be the decisive factor in whether Israel faces genuine international isolation or continues its current trajectory. Will the pressure mount, or will history repeat itself? Stay tuned as we dissect the potential long-term consequences of this bold move. And next, we're heading to the UN Human Rights Council for a vital statement on justice and accountability. In a critical session at the UN Human Rights Council, the International Commission of Jurists has delivered a powerful statement, emphasizing the indispensable role of documenting human rights violations for truth, justice, and accountability. Speaking during an interactive dialogue with the UN Special Rapporteur on Truth, Justice, Reparation, and Guarantees of Non-Recurrence, the ICJ highlighted how proper documentation serves as a bulwark against revisionism and is essential for victims seeking redress. The situation in Syria was cited as a prime example, where the efforts of bodies like the IIIM and the Commission of Inquiry are crucial for transitional justice. The ICJ urged Syrian interim authorities to ensure these processes deliver truth and justice, condemning impunity. Furthermore, the statement addressed the complex situation in Nepal, where recent youth-led demonstrations underscore a deep-seated frustration with the state's failure to address past violations and ensure good governance. The ICJ strongly condemned Nepal's transitional justice law, which allows for amnesties for crimes under international law, stressing that such amnesties are never appropriate. The Commission called upon the UN and the international community to ensure their involvement in transitional justice processes does not legitimize impunity or undermine victims' quest for truth and justice. This intervention underscores the global struggle for accountability and the persistent challenges in achieving justice for victims of widespread human rights abuses. But what happens when the fight for justice intersects with an escalating climate crisis? Next, we're diving into the urgent call to make the international accord climate-proof for garment workers. Extreme heat is no longer just a discomfort. It's a full-blown health crisis, and a coalition of unions and activists is demanding the garment industry take responsibility. In a compelling letter, 45 organizations, including trade unions and civil society groups, have urged the International Accord for Health and Safety in the garment and textile industry to make heat stress a central pillar of its mandate. While the accord currently addresses heat safety in training and complaints, it notably excludes heat stress from its core inspection and remediation processes for fire, electrical, structural, and boiler safety. This oversight creates a dangerous gap, particularly for workers in regions like Bangladesh and Pakistan, where indoor temperatures can soar above 43 degrees Celsius during peak production hours. As global temperatures climb, protecting workers from heat stress is becoming paramount for any credible safety program. Organizations like Climate Rights International and the Bangladesh National Garment Workers Federation highlight that South Asia is projected to face some of the most severe temperature increases, putting marginalized workers performing physical labor, especially those without adequate cooling, at acute risk. The consequences range from dehydration and heat stroke to long-term health issues like chronic kidney disease and cardiovascular problems, compounded by workplace conditions that limit natural body temperature regulation. Workers are reporting severe physical and psychological tolls, including anxiety and depression, alongside significant productivity losses. Studies estimate substantial economic output declines due to heat-related labor reductions. The letter proposes actionable strategies such as scientifically backed work-to-rest ratios, improved hydration, and schedule adjustments, alongside engineering solutions like cool roofs and better ventilation. With the accord set to renegotiate its agreements for Pakistan and Bangladesh, this presents a critical opportunity to expand its scope and ensure comprehensive worker protection against climate-related hazards. Ensuring worker safety is vital, but what about the glitz and glamour of the silver screen? Up next, we reveal France's cinematic contenders for the prestigious Best International Feature Oscar. France has unveiled its shortlist of 5 potential contenders for the Best International Feature Film Oscar at the 98th Academy Awards in 2026, sparking anticipation in the film industry. The selected films represent a diverse range of genres and directorial voices, including Richard Linklater's Nouvelle Vague, which explores the production of Breathless, Jafar Panahi's Palme d'Or winner, It Was Just an Accident, dealing with former political prisoners confronting their torturer, Rebecca Zlotowski's A Private Life, starring Jodie Foster as a psychiatrist investigating a patient's possible murder, Hafsia Herzi's Can Best Actress winning The Little Sister, a coming-of-age story blending faith and sexuality, and Hugo Bienvenu's 2D animation Arco, featuring Natalie Portman in its English voice cast. These films were chosen by a recently revamped, anonymous 11-member selection committee, which will meet again to hear from producers, sales representatives, and distributors before announcing France's final submission. The nation is eager to secure its first Oscar in this category since 1993, with a strong lineup that includes critically acclaimed international productions and directorial debuts. The selection process, overseen by France's Culture Minister Rachida Dati and national film body CNC, emphasizes qualified figures in cinema, with at least half being artists or crew members, adhering to Academy guidelines. The diverse slate, featuring both established auteurs and emerging talents, sets the stage for a competitive race to represent France on the global stage. From the red carpet to the courtroom, we've covered a lot of ground today. But before we go, a quick recap of today's top stories and your chance to join the Legends Nexus community. And that's a wrap on today's Legends Nexus. We've seen how Israel's strike in Qatar is causing global ripples, heard the International Commission of Jurists demand justice at the UN, highlighted the urgent fight for climate-proof safety in the garment industry, and revealed France's strong contenders for the Best International Feature Oscar. Don't miss a moment of the action. Hit that like button, subscribe to Legends Nexus, ring the notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content.